Hey guys, so I thought I'd make like a cooking vlog since many of you guys have requested I do one. So what I'm actually cooking something right now. I'm gonna make what I call Rose's barbecue beef. I don't even know I don't know, Rose's barbecue beef, just call it that. And what you do is, hold on. What I'm doing right now is I diced up a whole bunch, about 2 onions into small pieces, and I'm cooking it under high heat with no oil. And I love using wooden spatulas when I'm cooking because it doesn't damage your cookware. So yeah, so what I'm doing right now is just heating up the onions, no oil, just onions on its own, and I'm letting the juices from the onions to just ooze out and get absorbed. Something is burning. Oh, that's what's burning. And next thing, while that's warming up, I'm going to grab my ground beef, which is right here. Now, I always use, when I'm making anything ground beef, I use ground beef chuck. Looks like that. It's 80% lean and only 20% fat. So this has been thawing in the refrigerator. You're supposed to let meat thaw the day of, like outside, not outside, but like, you know, not in the fridge, so it can become room temperature. But I was at school all day and in the library, so I didn't have time to do that. And then I just squeeze the beef out. I don't know if you guys can even see my cooking pot, but the onions are in there. They're still white. They're not brown or anything, and they're still raw. And while they're raw, I'm just gonna add all this beef into it, just like that. Yeah, I don't ever buy like ground beef. I just usually get ground chuck because I think it has less fat, and I like how it tastes. And I bought ground beef before from the same brand. I just didn't like it. So now I'm just incorporating the onions into the beef, like so. And I'm going to keep the temperature between high and medium, somewhere in between that. Doesn't really matter. And while that's doing that, I'm going to add some seasoning while the meat is still raw so it can absorb more flavor when it's cooked. I'm going to add right now, I'm just going to add some garlic powder. It's Spice Classics garlic powder, which I think I bought at Walmart. And just a few dashes of that in there. Some crushed red pepper flakes. And that goes in there as well. I like my food a little spicy, so just put in however much you can handle. I don't put any salt yet because I like to do that last. Yeah, so the meat is slowly going to start turning brown. And while I'm waiting for that to cook, I'm going to cut up my peppers. Now, I like to use green bell peppers or red or yellow, whatever my farmer's market has on sale. That's what I'll use, but it's totally your personal preference. Yeah, so I went to the farmer's market today and I bought some red bell peppers, and so I'm just going to wash that and cut those into slices and put that in there. Okay, Whenever I'm cooking, I'm just gonna show you guys what everything looks like. Whenever I'm cooking, I like to have a little plastic bag with all my trash so that my work area is nice and clean. And this is how the food is looking so far. The beef is still raw. The onions are still, well, they're kind of cooked, but they're gonna get caramelized later once the fat oozes out, and then the fat of the beef will start cooking the onions. So anyways, now I'm gonna cut my red bell peppers. This is how they look like. And I'm going to cut about 3. Because I don't want my dish to just be beef. I want there to be some veggies incorporated into it. Because what I'm going to end up eating the beef with is, hold on. I'm just rinsing the bell peppers right now. I was just rinsing the bell peppers. I'm gonna move the camera so you guys can see me better. Okay, so yeah. I want this food to last a few days so I don't have to cook again for some time. So I like to put veggies in it so it's more of a hearty meal and it keeps me full longer. When I'm cutting, I usually cut the head off first. Get rid of the pit. And make sure any stickers are removed. Okay. And my beef is still cooking. I hope you guys can hear me. Because that'll be funny if you guys can't and I'm talking all this talk. Alright, anyways. So now I cut my bell peppers into halves and I'm just going to cut them into slices. I'm not going to put them in yet. I'm going to put them in last because I like my peppers to stay crunchy. Or you know what? I might put half now and then some later. So I just put 1 bell pepper in. And it's just gonna slowly wither down. The beef is still cooking. There's still some raw spots. Just gonna let that continue to cook. And again, it's on between high and medium. Okay, so while that's cooking, I'm gonna finish cutting my bell peppers. Like so. Now, sometimes, well no, most times I like putting cilantro in any dish. I just think that cilantro gives a really fresh taste to most things, but I forgot to buy some when I was at the farmer's market. So, this one won't have any cilantro, unfortunately. Okay, so that's chopped up. I'm gonna see if I have any more vegetables that I can add. Have anything more, so I'm just going to keep it beef and bell peppers. Oh, this is so good. Here at Walmart, try this clear American mandarin orange soda. It's so good. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how the dish looks right now. So as you can see, there's still some raw spots, and you can see there's a lot of what do you call it, onion juice still cooking. And I'm going to wait for the onion juice to evaporate. And once that onion juice evaporates, the oil from the beef will ooze out, and that's going to start cooking the onions. And you can see my red peppers are in there, and they're going to start withering down too. So again, all I added so far are garlic powder and some crushed red peppers. That's it so far. So while that's coming together, I'm going to prepare the sauces that I'm going to put in this. Now, if you want some heat to this, you can add some curry powder, which I'm going to do. Curry powder. And put in like a teaspoon worth. Okay. I don't like putting too much curry powder because it has turmeric and it's really yellow, and I'm not feeling the yellowness because I don't want to stain my teeth. But anyways, I just put in some curry powder just to give it more of an Indian flavor. I'm just going to let that cook. Alright. When you put the curry powder in, you want to make sure you mix everything really well so that the curry powder is well incorporated. And then I'm going to get my sauces out. There's one key sauce that's vital. And that is Sweet Baby Ray's BBQ. Hickory brown sugar barbecue sauce. That is my secret to this. Alright, so right now what's happening is that all the juice from the onion has evaporated, and now it's just oil. So I'm going to let the oil cook the onions until it caramelizes. And I'll show you guys how that looks like. So yeah, one of my favorite barbecue sauce is Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce. I think it's just so freaking good. Amazing. I haven't even opened this bottle yet. That smells good. Alright, I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. I'll show you how it looks. This is how it looks right now. As you can see, a lot of that juice is melted off, and what that is oil, like fat, from the beef. And that's what's cooking the onions right now. And I think I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more curry powder to give it more aroma and a little spiciness. So, place you back here and grab my curry powder, just a little bit. Maybe like half a teaspoon is all I'm adding. Oops. Gonna let that mix really well. Again, I haven't added any salt yet. I like to add that last. Now my onions are becoming more and more transparent. Smells so good, so good, so good. for this beef thing, you can use it as filling for like samosa or egg rolls, or you can also put it in like pita wraps. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it in tortilla wraps is what I'm gonna do. Or you can even eat it with rice. I like jasmine rice because I just like the flavor of jasmine rice. So this dish is very versatile as far as what you can eat it with. Or you can even like eat it with bread, like toast. Totally up to you and your preference. Alright. So now the beef is completely cooked. There are no more pink raw areas. And all the onion juice has evaporated, and it's now just fat. And that fat, like I said, is going to cook the onions until it just caramelizes and tastes amazing. And when that happens, when the fat is all that's there, you're going to go ahead and add your barbecue sauce. I like to put like 3 tablespoons. So, let me show you guys. That's how much barbecue sauce I put in. Now I'm just going to mix that barbecue sauce in the beef. Like so. And we're going to add a little bit more later. So now that barbecue sauce is going to caramelize and it's going to get incorporated into the beef. So we're just going to keep the same temperature. I have not changed the temperature. It's just been between high and medium, maybe like below high. Yeah. And then you're really going to smell that barbecue smell. It smells so good. Okay, now is the time that I'm going to go ahead and add the rest of my red bell peppers. This way, these red bell peppers will stay crunchy when I am done cooking. Now I'm going to go ahead and add another, maybe like 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. Okay, and that's all the barbecue sauce I'm going to use. And then I'm going to add more garlic powder. Just season it really well. Sprinkle it on there. And that garlic powder is really going to give this dish its flavor. If you don't put the garlic powder, it's not going to taste as great. It's almost like a sloppy joe, but it doesn't have like the tomato base. It's not like that sloppy. Okay, now we're going to let this cook for another maybe 5 minutes. Alright, so I'm going to put my barbecue sauce away. And now I'm going to add in my salt. Now, be generous with the salt. If you don't put enough salt, it doesn't taste right. Like, salt is what brings out the flavor in most dishes. I would say put like a tablespoon of salt, but start off with a teaspoon and see if you like it, and then add to taste. Because the barbecue sauce already has some sodium, so you won't have to add as much. So just, you know, taste little pieces and see if you like it. So, right, I kind of know how much salt I like. Or how much salt I need in my dishes. And again, we want to keep the heat kind of high so that that barbecue sauce can really caramelize. And this is how it's looking like right now. Really coming together. And it smells so good. I wish you guys can smell this. It smells amazing. You see that bubbling? That's the fat. That's just cooking the oil. Cooking the onion. Okay. I like to keep cooking this until it turns like almost a medium brownish color. That's when I know the barbecue sauce is really caramelized. And then if you have large chunks of beef, just break it up. Just break those babies up. I'm going to go ahead and taste a little piece, see how it tastes. That is so good, y'all. So good. Now, I do think it needs a little bit more salt, so I'm just going to add a little bit more salt. Done with that. That should be enough salt. I'll show you guys how it looks right now. Looks so good. Yeah, so probably gonna cook this for a few more minutes. Then we are done. Okay. Alright. So that's pretty much it. I'm just going to cook this for 2 more minutes and the dish is done. You can use this, like I said, for, you can eat it with the rice, you can eat it with tortilla, you can eat it with pita bread, you can put it on top of pasta. It's so versatile and it's so good. It's like sweet, tangy, and a little spicy. You want it to be a little